Good morning, beloveds.
Good morning.
I wanted you to see that video because it was about gratitude. And normally I would do a message. And I am going to do a message, but it's going to be a little different this morning. Because we are doing this series. And, oh, I forgot to put my mic thing on, didn't I? Can you guys hear me? You can hear me. I'm standing. I guess I stand here, huh? All right, sorry. We're doing a series of questions to open your heart, and today the series is called A Soul of Genius, and genius being infinite present, the presence of God. So love is the soul of God. And rather than ask questions today, I want this to be a morning of gratitude, because love is easily taken for granted. Easily. In the church that I was growing up in, we sang a song, and it was called Bring Me My Flowers. And it was about bring people their flowers while they can still see them. Don't wait to cover their casket with a whole bunch of flowers they didn't get a chance to see or know how much you felt about them. And love comes in so many ways, so many shapes, and so many forms. But the biggest thing to me about love, for people to know that you love them, is to show appreciation for them and the things that they do, and gratitude. I want to show you, I stopped off on the way, I was working with Joe the other day, I think Friday, and I stopped off on the way, I gotta stand here, sorry. I'm tired of this thing. I stopped off at Fuel City, so I heard they had great tacos. And so I went in and I ordered a taco bowl, and I handed her my card, and she said, "Oh, we don't take cards." I'm like, "Oh, what? Who doesn't take cards?" I mean, I was, oh my God. So I have no cash, and I'm looking around for an ATM, and the woman behind me, she says, "What do you need?" And I said, "Well, if you can just pay for it, I'll find an ATM and I'll give you the money back." And she said, "No, I'll take care of it, don't worry. I'll take care of it." This is a book that Sharon gave me. God darn it! This is going to happen all morning, isn't it? This is a book that Sharon gave me. She didn't give it to me, I'm sorry, she loaned it to me. And it's called A Reason to Believe. And he starts off in his prologue talking about himself when he was 15 years old. I'm going to read a part of it. He was late going somewhere. I think he was trying to go, he wasn't going to school because he was going to school out of town, but he was heading somewhere. He was late. He was running to catch the bus. So he caught the bus in time. He jumped on and realized he didn't have enough money, because while he was gone, the price changed for how much it cost for him to ride the bus. So he was explaining to the bus driver, yes, thank you. He was explaining to the bus driver why he didn't have the money. He looked me over. This is the bus driver. The bus driver looked me over, and let me put this on you guys, because I want to keep doing this, and this is not going to be good for me. Thank you. It's so crazy right now. This is going to happen all morning. Thank you.
See what she moved around lunch.
My God. Is it? It is on. Okay, great. So now I can move and not be worried. Because apparently I'm going to do it anyway. All right, so this is a young man talking about the bus driver. The bus driver looked me over with the sure gaze of a man who had heard every excuse and was practiced in sizing up passengers. He turned his eyes back to the road. His expression abruptly softened. "It's okay," he said. "Just pass it on, son. Pass it on." And I can reflect, this is him talking now again, I can reflect on what a blessing it has been to encounter so many people who choose to help someone in need, not because they had to, but because they simply could. And that was my experience at the gas station the other day at the Fuel City. And it's been my experience here at Harmony. And so today, I want to say thank you, Harmony Spiritual Center, for everything you do. And saying thank you and being grateful recognizes how much you already have. It affirms how much you love. And it also makes you magnetic. Because when you are grateful for something, don't you understand you get more of that? Have you ever given someone something, and it's not you give it to them because you want them to say something, but if you give someone things, you give them things, you give them things, and they never say anything, it's not because you don't want to, but it's because you're starting to think, well, maybe they don't want it. And I'm thinking the universe is the same way. So when we're grateful for things, the more we're grateful, the more we get. And so that's not a reason to be grateful. The reason to be grateful is because we have so much. So I want to start by saying thank you to you guys. Because since I've been here, so many fabulous things have happened. And I want to say this. This is not an exhaustive list of people I want to say thank you to. And I want you to be thinking about, as I'm talking and sharing with you some things I want to say thank you for, please think of people that you would like to say thank you to as well. Because when I come to the end, I'm going to ask you, who or what are you grateful for? And you'll have an opportunity to say something as well. Okay? This is the gratitude day and appreciation day. I'm going to start with top down because everything starts with leadership. I belong to it turns out that Ken and I actually had worked for the same company some years ago called ACN. It was we didn't know each other at the time, we worked for the same company. And our boss, the big boss, was Greg Provenzano. And this is now about $1 billion company. It's a huge company. It wasn't that at that time, but it has grown. It's really great. And one of the things he said was, everyone deserves a moment of your time. So when we went to these conventions of thousands of people, he would stand down front. And if you wanted to come by and talk with him, he would stand there the whole time until everybody marched by and shake your hand and say something to you. Everyone in that company was like that. They took time for the people they worked with, the people that worked for them, because that's what the leaders set the pace. And so I want to talk about the leadership of this company, of this place, of this center, and it starts with the board that you elected, and the head of the board being Rebecca Love. She's a founding member. And I want to tell you, Rebecca has a heart bigger than the Grand Canyon. She has a history and a memory of how things have been, how you guys came together and how it was. But she also is a creative and open-minded. So she always says to me, well, that's how we did it, but we don't have to keep doing it. We can look at different ways of doing things. She tried to say she was going to step down. And I said, oh, I don't think so. That's not going to work for you. That's not going to work out. And then she said, well, maybe somebody else is going to be president. I don't think so. That's not going to work out for you either. Because you do such an amazing job. I can't imagine doing this job without the board and without Rebecca. What she does behind the scenes, you have no idea. All the work, all the agendas, all the thinking about what needs to happen historically, what we've done, she does all those things. So I want to say thank you to that. To David. And just so you know, everyone on the board is not just on the board, they're also in charge of a committee. So Rebecca is on the speaker committee. So not only does she do all of her stuff as a president, she's also on the speaker committee. So thank you for that. David is on the speaker committee with Rebecca, and he has this heart and this mind where he just wants us to make sure we understand. Tell me about that. Explain that to me so we all understand what's going on. He has energy and heart and experience of love, and that's what he brings to the table, and I thank you for that. Thank you. Connie Anderson, who's not here, you know that she's in charge of Safe Haven. She's a part of our compassionate care. She knows who's ill, where people are. If she tells me, hey, have you gone to see so-and-so because they're sick? She is the one that keeps that going for me. So I don't have to do all of this. That's what she does. You know her. You know how she is, and that's what she does. Tim Hall, he speaks. He is there for you. He's like a rock. You've heard him speak. I can count on Tim. In fact, I think Rebecca said, hey, don't keep asking him for stuff, because he's gonna try to figure out some way in which to get it done. Because that's what he does. He doesn't say, I can't do it, I don't have time. He doesn't do any of that. He just gets it done. And so thank you so much, Tim, for that. Frankie Andrew, who is now on our communications committee, and ACE. They come every for our meetings, and She is just such a loving, warm person. She has a lot of experience in business and in banking, and she just brings that whole host of information to the board meetings and shares with us. So I thank you so much, Joe Green-Slade, who is new to the board, but not new to me. He's been talking with me since before I came, when you guys were looking at trying to put your website together, and he talked with me and with Jason about all the things that we want to do. He has an entrepreneurial spirit, and he talks to me about, hey, this is a great place, but here's where we want to go, and these are some of the things that we need to do. He doesn't just say, let's do it. He actually jumps in and shows me how to do it, because I understand what he's talking about, but I can't do it. But he absolutely brings that to the table. And every Sunday, he's here and I'll talk about that in the next round of things that Joe Greenslade does. Linda Eatonson, she's joined our board as well. And so I'm looking forward. She's already jumped in, is on a committee. She's already relieved artists of taking care of the newsletter that we do. So she's already jumped in and starting to go to work. This is a working board, and it's a volunteer board. Nobody gets paid for doing this. This is about service and heart. Thank you so much. Carter Tiernan, who's new, and she's already said before I got started with this, she said, listen, I'm real good with words. I can create all the stuff you need. If you need anything on the news site, on the website, she said that before we even got going with that. She'd already been volunteering for stuff, and there's more that she does. But I just want to say thank you for being on the board. Appreciate it. And then we have the three that left. Sharon Whitney, an artist in Venice, who served with hearts of gold. Anything that we ever asked, they provided. They were there. They gave their heart and their minds and their soul to this place on that board. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. And so I want to next talk again about some leadership. I want to talk about the chaplains. Because when I got here, I understood that we had people that had actually gone to study and to be chaplains. And I'm sorry, I'm a minister, but I'm not all that good with the whole meditation prayer thing. And so I was like, hey, do you guys want to go ahead and take over the prayer box for me? And jumped right in. Everyone said yes. And David is the one who organizes that and schedules it for me. So I just want to thank you to the prayer chaplains who jumped up. David, Terry, John, who's not here today. Joe, thank you. Frankie and Ace, who just walked out. Bill, Barb, Pat, thank you so much for your service and your love. And then we have the music ministry. Ken is one of the most talented and educated musicians I've ever known.
Yes.
But he's also gracious. If he wasn't gracious, no one would come up to do anything because he's so experienced. But you should come, even if you don't want to be a part of the choir. You should just come to see the fun we have on Tuesday nights when we're messing with him and trying to figure stuff out and playing with each other. And he just gives us the time we need. And you heard the music. You at the concert. You heard how it comes out. It's a beautiful thing. Thank you, Ken, for your graciousness and your love. And the music department, and all of you who step up and are the song leaders and all the things that you do, the choir, all the members that come and do things with Ken and the music. The importance of mentors. We have all had mentors in our life. Not everyone's mother or parents were their mentors. Some of us are fortunate enough that we did have parents that were our mentors. Not all of us were. My mother was my first fan. My father, not so much. He would joke and tell me, you know the song Down by the Riverside? Can you go down there and sing? Yeah, he thought it was. Yeah. So he actually did. He thought I sang well, but he wasn't a supporter. My mother was. My mother was a supporter. I had teachers. And just because a person's a mentor doesn't mean you listen to them. Right? A supporter who loves you, a mentor, is going to be there for you regardless of whether you believe them or not. They're going to stay with you and believe what you can't see for yourself. I'm here because of Pat and Glenn Moore. They were my mentors, and they've been mentoring me for years, telling me they think I could do this. And I argued quite a bit for a long time. But here I am now, because they mentored us. And last week we talked about whose shoulders are you standing on. I'm standing on theirs. Thank you. Thank you. We have Sunday morning angels. I was at the concert last week, and I was coming out of the room, and someone had, I think it was Harry. She came in and she said that one of the people didn't have, one of the singers didn't have a program, and so she was just copying a one that she had already written over, and I said, what's going on? And then she goes, oh, it's okay. Artist has it. She got it. It's all done. Right? It's all done. And that's what happens every Sunday morning. The people that are working behind the scenes to get it done, that you don't even know about. Artists, Paul, who's standing at the door with his arms wide open, and Harvey always bringing things, books and whatnot for us to read, but they're standing there with our doors. What would this place be like if those two weren't standing at the door, right? To greet us. Thank you. Irene, Adolph, standing at the door with them, standing here, passing out, giving us kisses. Cinda, every Sunday, unless she's out of town, teaching a class. Leanne and Lillian, they're there right now, fixing our lunch. Every second and fourth Sunday, they're there. And when we don't have food, Leanne brings donuts, which, I love. Terry and David right now, recording, moving things around for me so that I can get up here and it's not crowded, just doing things I don't have to do. We don't have to, I'm so grateful to all of you for just stepping up and seeing that things need to be done and getting it done. John Leach, I have no pictures of John, because he's always in the back. Who can get pictures? I have no pictures of Garrett, because he's always taking the pictures. So can somebody please take a picture of Garrett and John? So because we have so many pictures, and I've got a slideshow, hopefully later on when we're having lunch, of all these pictures that Garrett took of us during the holidays and all that, so we get to see all the fun we've been having over this year. Tom Spilker's the same, Joe Greenslade, they all throw up pictures for us. So these are our Sunday morning angels that are always here doing things for us. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And behind the scenes, I don't even know who this is, who all of them are, but I know Phil and Venice. I was in the kitchen the other day and I was thinking, it's getting dark in here. What's going on with the lights? And then we're at the board meeting at 8 o'clock or whatever, and Phil was there just changing out lights, and oh my God, Phil! I was saying something about something in the bathroom, and I didn't like the discoloration. The next day I came in, it was blue. It's like somebody put some blue in the Venice and put some blue stuff in it. She was there this morning filling up the candy jar. That candy doesn't fill up on its own. We all seem to be eating it, but she seems to want to be filling it up. Yeah. We have a basket of stars back there. Someone washes them. Those smell good. They're not smelling good on their own. We all use them. Somebody's washing them. Somebody's washing those clothes. Carter, the decorations, you look around, there's decorations and pictures on the wall in the kitchen. She did that over here. She helped, I don't know if she put it all by herself or she's the one that put together the decorations for the holidays. Carter's always here thinking about what we need. Just doing. Obviously, Phil is back there right now taking over for John, and I feel very comfortable because he came in on his own to learn how to do it. Ellen Boyer, every time she's always thinking about things to do, but this is not a person that just thinks about things to do. She's like, let's do this, and here's what I'm going to do. Right? Let's do this, and here's what I'm going to do. She's responsible for the arts goggles. She moved, we agreed, but she did all, in fact, I'm going to talk to you about how you got those committees going, because that was a good job. You did great. You did great. Pat Trumbull, where do you think the recycling stuff comes from, or goes to? The garbage, the trash. I'm here, I was looking at the other day, when we moved, we had a case or something out there, we moved from, or a desk or something, we moved from there into the into the fellowship or to the kitchen there, and there was like some glue that we were all working on. We couldn't get it up. I came here one day. He's just down there just scraping. He's just doing. Nobody else. He's just doing it. He's just there doing what he does. Susan Neal, beautiful flowers. Susan Horton, she's making some original paintings that are going in our meditation room. Okay? Yeah, exactly. I just want to mention all the things that people are doing that I know of, and there are things that are happening. I don't know who's doing them. We have unseen angels. I don't know. There's a thing goes on right now. Are you guys aware that there are like stars and famous singers and things like that are paying off people's layaway, right, for Christmas? This is a movement. It's called hashtag giving my all, and the campaign is called Pay Away the Layaway. And these people go to pick up their gifts that they wanted to pay for, and it's already paid for. They don't even know who did it. Unseen angels, that's what we have. Again, we have chairs and tables set up, scarves washed, pillows put away. We were running out of lotion. Somebody in the bathroom, the women's bathroom, somebody's got a big old new thing of lotion in the bathroom. I don't know who did that. I don't know. We have stacks of calendars that you guys bring, with other events and posters that show up from other places. I don't know where they come from. We have anonymous financial support. I don't know where it comes from. It's just anonymous. We have so many great things that go on in this church. So I want to ask you now, who or what are you grateful for? Who have I missed? Is there someone you know? Who are you grateful for? Yes.
Well, one of you brought me a gift, and it's a treasure.
Yes, it is. Beautiful. Handmade, wasn't it?
They made it themselves.
Yes.
All French.
Put it in her garden. She's already claimed it. I don't know if it made it for you or not, but she's taking it. Put it in her garden. What else are we grateful for? Yes, Harvey.
This church,
Yes.
and each and every one of you,
Yes.
many blessings to you all.
Thank you, Harvey. Thank you. Yes.
I'm very grateful for my two daughters who work in my business with me. They work very, very hard, and I don't feel like I tell them enough.
So now we get to remember that. Now we can.
Thank you.
Yes. Thank you. Who else? Yes.
I'm grateful for my church family, my family at home, family of man, and also all the animals, all the pets,
Yes.
they need a little blessing.
Thank you. Thank you. Yes. Carla.
I'm grateful for Janet Brown, who's not here, but who reminds us about political things
Yes.
that we can be involved in. That helps us remember to stay connected in that way to our larger community.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you. Yes, Jack.
I'm grateful for Ace because he does so many things behind the scenes that people don't see. I had a new dog that was jumping up on me outside in the backyard, and Ace just walks over and walks between them.
Oh,
So he's not doing it.
fantastic. Training the other dog. Excellent. Thank you, Frankie. Yes.
I could name however many people are in this room, I could name each one, but I have to say my wife, Terry.
Yes.
Okay. Pat and Glenn.
Yes.
Rebecca, you mentioned. Ken. The music here, but not just that, but how he has pulled those of us the only professional singer in this room that I'm aware of besides Hale is Ken.
Absolutely.
And the rest of us, he's just encouraged us over the years to overcome our fears and step out there. And so the music here, people come here the message is not just who's up there talking.
We're all delivering the message.
Yeah.
We're all delivering the message, and music is a huge part of it.
And then, I know you mentioned artists, but she has, what she's been doing? 3 of us are taking over. So,
Yes.
I sent her an email. In an email, I said, "Supergirl, I ain't got nothing on you."
That's right.
There's so, and you've mentioned a lot of people, but And what Paul just said, our church family, we are so blessed. We have such a loving group in here. And that, whether you call it the Christ light, the Buddha light, I don't think it matters. It's that light, period, of love that people show. And I'm so grateful to be here. I'm so grateful to be here.
Me too. Yes.
Yeah, I don't really have enough time to say all that I'm grateful for. I can start right here, Sandy, and then all you guys, like you mentioned, artists and Car's been bailing me out. How am I doing this? Because I still can't figure out how to do that. Between her and Terry, it gets done. So, but it's like I'm getting close to 70. I'm almost 69. But at this stage of my life, I'm not out doing concert stuff anymore. I do stuff here and there, but not on a large scale. And so to be able to still be in the game and to keep those creative juices going in my chart skills and stuff like that. And the guys that work with here, these guys are awesome. We kind of gone through a lot of different people. We're kind of finding a cohesive unit. I'm just thankful for every one of them. But basically, I guess this church, when I first came here, because I just came here 2 or 3 times just to perform, and then I left. But I just kept coming back after a while. And I wasn't performing. It's just something about harmony that, if the world was like harmony, then there wouldn't be any problems. It's just, I don't know what it is, because you walk outside these doors and then you're back to reality.
It's true.
But anyway, I'm just grateful for so much, everything. Every day is a blessing. It is, really is. I'm vertical. It's a good day.
Thank you. It is. It's a great day. This is my final talk for the year. Pat will be speaking next Sunday. And I just wanted to let you know how much I love you and how much I appreciate each and every one of you and what you do for this place. And believe me, what you do here goes out into the universe. It makes a difference. It makes a difference in the world. It makes a difference in my life, in your life, and all of our lives. Thank you so much. The soul of genius is love. Soul of God is love. If we love someone, we have to tell them. It's so easy to take people for granted, to take things for granted. When we look around and we see how much we have, we see the universe is abundant and we are prosperous. Share that message with everyone you love. Showing gratitude affirms your love. It affirms that you're prosperous. It affirms abundance, and it makes you magnetic to keep drawing those things that you're grateful for into your life. Thank you so much. Merry Christmas. Namaste.